Aloha everyone in Hawaii with the Autel Enterprise 6K. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's annoying, blah blah blah. But regardless of that, we got that. So I figured I'd go live, say what's up, talk story, small kind, as we would say, and just kind of say what's up. It's been a second. Trying to get on top of my anxiety, hence being in Hawaii. There's a helicopter flying really low. So Hawaii has a lot of, let me see if I can show you. See that? So that's a fire helicopter. And those pilots are actually super badass. But that guy is probably 200 feet. So when you're on island, you have to be very conscious of that kind of air traffic. Even if you have clearance to go 400 feet, for example, like I do right now, you may have helicopters from the fire department, you may have military, Coast Guard, all those kinds of things happening, and they have the authority to do basically whatever they want. But so far, I've been flying mainly. This was the main drone I brought, was the Evo 2 Pro Enterprise 6K. And what's up, Mike? Aloha. And so far, it's been a good drone. It's been very windy on island so far. I'm sitting in my van, the kind of shade from the sun. There's the ocean. I'm gonna probably jump in after. I think today's a better day to hop in the ocean than it is. I can't flip the camera, can I? Actually, I can. There we go. So there's the ocean right now. We had a big swell, so we had some big waves coming in, and it finally dropped, and now it's getting to be pretty calm. So there's scuba divers out there, snorkelers. I'll probably jump in later with my GoPro Hero 10. This guy got some footage. I put on a filter, an ND filter. This would be a perfect example when the water is really blue and the sun's out to use a polarizer, but I don't have a polarizer for my Autel. But here, I'll give you guys a little glimpse of where I'm at. So here we go. So this is Sharks Cove, a really beautiful place to snorkel. There's the tip of the island. So that's Cayena Point down over there. North Shore, turns around, and the backside is the west side. But you see everyone's kind of getting ready to jump in the water, snorkel, have fun. But I do have my drone, my case. The Mini 2 has not been, here, let me turn the camera around. The Mini 2 on island and those smaller drones, even if I had like a Nano or a Nano Plus, it would be a really horrible drone to use because it's so windy here and so extreme that I just wouldn't have the confidence flying those little drones. I flew my Mini 2 a little bit, but came so close to losing it. It was up in the sky, fighting the winds, started the downpour. It was really bipolar weather. You could see kind of clouds on one side, and then you got like sun. So you have to really watch what's going on and be super on it in Hawaii because there's always something kind of coming through. But the Autel Evo 2 Pro, just so you guys know, has been a little bit annoying. I've been having teeny little issues with flickering. I'm in I'm not in auto, I'm in manual ISO, manual exposure, do everything that I'm supposed to, and for some reason I'm having exposure shifts, and I have a filter on. My shutter speed is at a 60th of a second. I'm doing everything I should. I'm pointing my gimbal down. Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to get some kind of DJI drone that can handle the wind, other than, I have a Mini 2 and an Inspire 2. And I don't even know. I feel like I should just sell the Inspire 2 because it's such a freaking pain in the ass. I mean, that thing is... Uh-oh, wait, hold on a second. Here, hold on. I got a cop. I think I'm illegally parked. I'll move. Here, hold on. I was just doing a little video, quick kind.
You know what's going to happen is...
Then everyone's going to do the same thing.
That's why I got to have you move along.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Aloha. Thank you.
Waiting for you to move.
I'll move. Okay. I just got to put one thing away in the car. I got like a drone out here. Okay. So I got to actually move because the cops came and told me I can't park here. So let's go ahead and get this thing up. So I got my Pelican case. And you always want to show respect for police and authority and all that kind of stuff. So because it's getting a little bit more crowded, if I'm parked here and it's not crowded and there's not a lot of people, it's no big deal. But since this place is starting to get crowded, people will follow my lead, and then it becomes an issue where there's a no parking zone. So we got the controller. I'm gonna move the car, and then we'll continue on. Got my friend's Honda Odyssey. Okay. Maybe I just do it in the car. So that's pretty much it. I don't know. I mean, Autel has been pros and cons. It's definitely a good thing for... Here, hold on a second. Now I got a phone and I'm going to drive by that cop. So the Autel's great, of course, for no geofencing, and the image quality is amazing, but there's some footage clips that I haven't been able to even use because of an exposure kind of issue. So anyway, now I gotta figure out where I can park and continue on. Today is a busy day. It's a Saturday. It's the day before Mother's Day, so I don't know. It's starting to get crowded on the North Shore of Oahu. People are taking advantage of the waves being down and being able to get in the water finally. So it's been a long winter, I think, as far as the waves are concerned. Let me see. But let me see. There's a lot of homelessness. There's a guy kind of freaking out by the bus stop. There's a lot of meth going on the island, which is really a sad, unfortunate thing. And yeah, you got to definitely watch your gear. So, you know, I got Enterprises and all this kind of crap in my car. Like if I had my Inspire with me, that thing would be never left alone ever, because guess what? That's like huge money and prime prime target for getting robbed. Now I got to try to find a place to park. Let me see if I can continue on. Yeah, as I said, when you're traveling somewhere, always be respectful, especially in Hawaii. Be respectful to the locals. Pay attention. Don't do things you shouldn't. You know, just because I lived here for a long time doesn't give me any right to do anything others can't do either. So, but as I said, I parked in a little zone because I was flying my drone, and usually it's not an issue. They actually just kind of started putting that out there that you can't park in a certain zone. So that's new to me since I lived here. Let me see if I could see comments or anything. Yeah, it's hard to go live and do anything really amazing because, I don't know, it just is. Yeah, I'd go live and I basically get told to move my car. There's an exciting video. But Hawaii's definitely been intense to fly. It's not easy. You have to navigate a lot of really windy days. You got a lot of nice like weather fronts coming through, so it's full sun, then rain, then sun, then rain, which can be beautiful and cool. But when you're flying, it's a whole other story. You have, you know, low flying helicopters from the fire department and military and Coast Guard. There's just a lot of intensity. So it does definitely take more advanced knowledge, in my opinion, to fly a drone on island. But when you do, you just got to try to relax and pay attention. But again, if it's full sun, for example, when Hawaii is super shiny bright, it is very hard to spot your drone. You got to put on sunglasses, kind of stay shaded. Your phone or display heats up. It's just an intense place to fly a drone, and it's an intense place, period. It's got a lot of mana, meaning energy in Hawaiian, and it's just, you know, kind of have to be selective and conscious of people getting maybe upset, and I don't know. So what else is there? That's about it. I mean, I just wanted to say what's up. I'm going to try to record a couple videos where I can actually talk about a subject matter, probably the Enterprise, and how I personally think the Evo 2 Pro 6K standard is honestly a better drone than the Enterprise, for me at least. The Enterprise is a little bigger footprint with the longer arms, which in theory is probably a good thing for the winds because it has stronger motors. I think the Enterprise for sure has been handling really well in the high winds here, so that's a plus. The image quality has been great, but both Evo 2 Pros, my version 1 standard and my version 2 Enterprise 6K, have both been giving me this exposure flicker issue, which is really effing annoying, and that's a big, big problem. And dialing in the drone to fly smoothly is kind of pain in the butt with Autel as well. I personally think the Fly app is the best app so far to dial in a drone because you have 3 different parameters. You got the, you know, the cine, the normal, and the sport mode. You can set different parameters for each. So it's really easy to just flip between on the controller, between the 3 modes, and say you have your gimbal speed maxed out in sport mode just because you're never using it for cinematic flying. You're basically using it to get from point A to point B quickly and efficiently. It just works well. And Autel, I think, has a lot to go with their app and their software side, and DJI is definitely more dialed in that regard. And also, right now I upgraded my firmware for the Autel and the histogram isn't working, which really sucks. So having no histogram and having that bug is a pain in the ass because I can't tell if I'm overexposed or not, and I really rely on the histogram for seeing that and knowing that. So that's a big deal. I've just been having a lot of little issues with the flickering of the exposure, which basically ruins my footage and makes it unusable. I've been having some gimbal kind of issues with it not staying level and calibrated at the horizon. So it's kind of been a not so fun experience, but the footage that I am capturing with the Evo 2 Pro Enterprise has been really super stunning. So when you nail it, and the footage is as good as it gets, better than the Inspire in my opinion. I'll probably sell my Inspire too. I just don't see needing that drone. I'd rather free up 6-7 grand and just call it a day. I mean, it's a lot of work to get that thing up and running and just maintained. I almost just let me talk again. I almost am just kind of over it, as cool as it is. Maybe I just get I don't even want a Mavic 3. I really don't. I had the Cine, had a bad experience with that. I got the base model. For some reason, I'm just not feeling the Mavic 3. I hope they come out with something like a Mavic 3S or some kind of upgrade where they just change it up a little bit. The Mavic 3 just does not feel like a great drone, although probably the Mavic 3 would be the best drone right now to have in Hawaii because you have some zoom ability that actually gives you better footage. You can't really zoom with the Evo 2 Pro because it just doesn't look great. Even though the Mavic 3 is far from perfect with the zoom, it is definitely better and a nice option to kind of cover all bases. And, you know, probably not a bad drone. Like the Cine probably would be a good drone if I had an extra 5 grand to drop, but I don't, and just not that into it. I'd rather be conservative and maybe just get an Air 2S or something and just have something that I'm not overly concerned about if it goes down. But we'll see. Just checking in. Aloha. And dealing with my anxiety here. It's been one breath at a time, literally. trying to get into the ocean every day and not crash a drone and not add to my stress level. I have Simon, my cat, at home. I have someone thankfully staying at my house, which is giving me a little bit of comfort and peace of mind. My mom is still with her dementia, and that's not easy. It's Mother's Day tomorrow, and I won't be able to be by her, but Mother's Day, honestly, is every day for me, so I honor my mom every day by caring for her, and Mother's Day really is just another day, and not really that big of a deal. She won't even know it's Mother's Day anyway with the dementia. But aloha, guys. Shoots. And that's it. I'll do a couple videos soon, trying to get back in the flow once my kind of mental health and anxiety is a little bit more in check. And that's that. So peace, guys. Aloha. Bye.